3 practical ways to improve hip internal rotation within the weight room. Step number 1 would be looking at the rib cage and the relationship with the hips. A lot of people like to sleep on this one, but it's really important getting the hips in a really good position and orientation that's going to allow true IR at the ball and socket joint before going into more complex movements or exercises. You can do the supine hook lying breathing, that's one I really like, or you could do a couch stretch and then add in a med ball as a constraint to just make sure you're reinforcing proper stacking of that upper body and lower body. Step number 2 is just challenging movement capacity and end range control under a little bit of load. Adding in like landmine hip shifts is a great way to challenge internal rotation through the frontal plane. You're gonna get solid co-contraction out of the joint, and you're gonna challenge muscles that are in a lengthened state isometrically. Number 3 is actually picking exercises that are gonna afford you the opportunity to not only progress load, but also improve movement limitations. Let's say for a split squat, for example, they'll go and do rear foot elevated split squats, but they have a hip IR limitation and they have, let's say, a ton of pelvic tilt. Well, the rear foot elevated split squat's not gonna really help you a lot because it's placing you in a position that's gonna only reinforce those problems. A better option would be picking something like a front foot elevated split squat, which is gonna put the pelvis in more of a posterior tilted position, and the deep hip flexion there through the deficit is gonna demand a little bit more IR at the hip. You could add in like a goblet load or contralateral load. Just adding in specific constraints or loading constraints that are gonna push movement quality in the right direction, and that's gonna actually give you the opportunity to progress load and stimulus on the body for it to change is key.